Good morning, one and all. So last class we are discussing about the testing of a DC motor. So which is broadly classified into three types. So one is the direct method, indirect method, regenerative method. So direct method. So the example of direct method is brake test. Second one is Wim Hof test. Third one is the Hopkinson's test. So last class also we are discussing about the retardation test. We can find out the rotational loss of a machine. So based on the rotational losses, so we are also calculating the efficiency of a separately excited DC motor. So because of this type of method is to be applicable for the separation of or separately excited DC motors. So today we are discussing about the separation of losses in a DC shunt motor. Separation of losses in DC shunt motor. DC shunt motor. So in this, so we can separating the rotational losses. Rotational losses is nothing but stay losses. So which is to be broadly classified into two types: mechanical loss and iron losses. So mechanical losses is also classified into two types: friction and windage losses. Iron or core losses are also classified into two types: hysteresis and eddy current losses. So these losses is to be separated. So these losses is to be separated by using given circuit diagram. So first of all, supply terminal is to be directly connected to the 3-point starter. So which is equal to L, A, F. So which is also connected to neutral. So whatever the voltage is to be given to the motor, which is to be measured by voltmeter. So which is equal to DC supply. So another one is armature, or so this is the armature terminal, so which is to be placed in maximum position. So that means, so we can control the speed of a armature. So we are using rheostat. Another one is so field, so which is also connected to the field rheostat, which is always placed in minimum position. So which is equal to F1 and F2. So A1 and A2. So which is equal to voltage or input voltage. So this is the armature rheostat and field rheostat. So these are the 3-point starter. 3-point starter. What is the function of 3-point starter? So which is always used to limit the starting current. As well as protection of a armature, we are using 3-point starter. So in this test, so we can find out we are separating the 4 losses. So friction, windage losses, hysteresis and eddy current losses. So based on the expressions, so we are separated, or so we can written the equations of these 4 losses. So that means one is the friction losses. So friction losses is always directly proportional to speed. So that's why which is always is equal to A into N watts. So second one is so friction loss as well as hysteresis losses. So these two are directly proportional to speed. So remaining 2 losses are directly proportional to square of the speed. So that means friction loss is equal to A into N. So another one is hysteresis losses is equal to C into N. Okay, so because of friction losses as well as hysteresis losses, these two are directly proportional to speed. So but in case of a friction and windage losses, windage loss as well as second one is the eddy current losses. These two are always directly proportional to square of the speed. So that means B into N square. So second one is eddy current loss. eddy current loss is equal to D into N square. D into N square. So these are the four expressions of a losses is to be represented in either A into N, C into N, B into N square and D into N square. So B into N square. So in this we can separating the both the losses. We can separating the both the losses. That means stray losses is equal to stray losses is always denoted by W. So W is equal to summation of iron losses as well as mechanical losses. So which is equal to A plus C. A plus C. So these two are same proportional. So because of, so for mechanical losses, A into N plus friction and windage losses. So windage losses B into N square plus, so hysteresis losses C into N plus fourth one eddy current losses D into N square. D into N square. So in this equation, stray losses is equal to A plus C into N, A plus C into N plus B plus D into N square. So these are the stray losses. Stray losses is equal to A plus C into N plus B plus D into N square. B plus D into N square. So in these coefficients is to be calculated. These coefficients is to be calculated by using this circuit diagram. This circuit diagram. So in this, so first of all, so DC supply is to be directly applied to the armature of a motor. Armature of a motor. So in this position, at the starting position, armature rheostat is always placed in maximum position. Field rheostat is always placed in minimum position. Minimum position. So based on this knowledge, so we can operate the given circuit. So based on that, we can easily separating those losses. So we can easily separating those losses because of, so this circuit is to be operates in no load condition. No load condition means copper losses or whatever the copper losses are always negligible. Negligible. So second one is A plus C into N plus B plus D into N square. B plus D into N square. So initially armature rheostat is to be placed in maximum position or field rheostat is to be placed in minimum position. So in this yet constant field current. So which is equal to IF is equal to 0.8 or 1 ampere or 1 ampere. So that means, so we can place the field rheostat or whatever the current, for example, which is to be connected in ammeter. So the current flowing through the field winding is to be placed at, or we are constant at 1 ampere. 1 ampere by varying of field rheostat. By varying of field rheostat. So the current flowing through the field winding is to be placed at minimum position. Corresponding, we can vary the field rheostat. Corresponding current is to be flowing through the field winding is equal to 1 ampere. So after that, so field rheostat of a armature is to be varies from minimum to or maximum to minimum position. Maximum to minimum position. So corresponding, so we can change or so we can note down the two parameters. So one is voltage, second one is speed. So we can vary the armature rheostat. So we can vary the armature rheostat from maximum position to minimum position. So corresponding, we can note down the input voltage. That means voltmeter corresponding speed of a armature. Speed of a armature. So these two parameters must be note down based on the operation, or field current is to be considered as a constant current which is equal to 1 ampere. Which is equal to 1 ampere. So these two parameters is to be note down. So that means whenever the field rheostat is to be decreases from maximum to minimum position, voltage is to be increasing, corresponding speed is also increases. Speed is also increases. So based on these two values, so we can draw the characteristics. So that means, so from this circuit, so W divided by N is equal to A plus C plus B plus D into N. B plus D into N. So which is equal to, so stray losses or rotational losses divided by speed. Rotational losses divided by speed is equal to A plus C plus B plus D into N. So these parameters is to be coming from the constant field current, which is equal to 1 ampere, which is equal to 1 ampere. So we can place the field current is equal to 1 ampere. Corresponding, we can change the armature rheostat from maximum position to minimum position. We can note down these two parameters. So then, so we can draw the characteristics between W by N versus speed. W by N versus speed. W by N versus speed. So in this, so at constant speed, so corresponding W by N is equal to, for example, so N is equal to 0. N is equal to 0. W by N is equal to A plus C. So that means which is to be started at in this portion. In this portion. So for example, so field current is equal to 1 ampere means which is to be started at maximum value. Maximum value. So this is the A plus C. Again, so we can increase in the speed. That means, so field rheostat of a armature is to be reduces from maximum to minimum position. Voltage is to be increases as well as speed is also increases. Finally, so by drawing the graph between W by N versus speed, when you are getting these characteristics. So the distance between these two is equal to A plus C. The distance between these two directly taken as A plus C. Second parameter is, so we can take a slope of a given characteristics or line. So then, so y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So based on that characteristics, so we are also find out the B plus D. So in these characteristics, so we can find out the A plus C is equal to, for example, which is equal to OAB. So OA must be is equal to A plus C. OA must be is equal to A plus C. So second one is, so the slope of a given line. Is also considered to find out the B plus D. So B plus D is equal to slope of a curve. Slope of curve is to be directly taken as B plus D. So based on these two characteristics or these characteristics, we can easily find out the A plus C and B plus D. So without any other expressions, we can't separating these two losses. So that means A plus C means A is equal to friction losses, C is equal to hysteresis losses. Summation of these two losses is to be getting from the given characteristics, which is equal to OA. So B plus D is the windage losses. Another one is eddy current losses is to be calculated from the given characteristics. Another expression is to be coming from the given line is equal to field current is to be reduced to 0.8 amperes. So previously we are considered as a 1 ampere. So then we can vary the armature field rheostat from maximum to minimum position when we are getting these characteristics. Second one is field current is to be reduces. So field current is to be reduces means, so friction loss as well as hysteresis loss must be changed. These two losses must be changed. So but eddy current losses, hysteresis loss and eddy current losses must be changed. But in case of a friction and windage losses must be constant if you have to change the field currents. So second condition is field current is reduced to 0.8 amperes. 0.8 amperes. Previously 1 ampere. Second condition is 0.8 amperes. So this equation, that is equation number 1. Equation 1 can be changed to so W divided by N is equal to A plus C dash. Because of, so we can change the field current corresponding hysteresis losses and eddy current losses must be changed. But friction and windage losses should not be changed. So A plus C dash into plus B plus D dash into N. So this equation is to be changed to another one. So which is equal to W dash divided by N is equal to A plus C dash plus B plus D dash into N. Again we can reduce the field current from 1 ampere to 0.8 amperes. Again we can change the field rheostat of a armature from minimum position maximum to minimum position. So that means previously field current is equal to 1 ampere, then only when we are getting these characteristics. Second one is field current is to be reduced to 0.8. Again when we are getting these type of characteristics. So the distance between these two is equal to A plus C dash. A plus C dash. So another one is the slope of a given characteristics. The slope of a given characteristics is equal to B plus D dash. B plus D dash. So that means O C P Q. So this is the second characteristics. So OP is equal to, OP must be is equal to A plus C dash. A plus C dash. So another one is the slope of a curve is equal to B plus D dash is equal to the distance or slope of curve. Slope of curve. So B plus D dash. So in these characteristics, so from the first characteristics we can find out the A plus C and B plus D. So by varying the field rheostat from one position to another position, again we can proceed the same procedure. Again when we are getting A plus C dash and B plus D dash. B plus D dash. So based on these two, so we can easily separating the all the losses. So how to find the losses of a given machine? So that means, so for example, total input is equal to voltage into armature current. So the product of these two must be is equal to total losses. So armature is also having some resistance. So resistance means which is to be exhibited as a copper losses. Total input or whatever the voltage and current is to be drawn from the supply, that much amount of voltage and current must be utilizing the whatever the losses is to be existing in a motor. So that means four types of losses. So voltage and current is to be drawn from the supply is always utilizing the overcome these four losses. So that means, so voltage into current must be is equal to total losses in a machine. So rotational losses or stray losses W is equal to V into IA minus armature resistance. So that means IA square into RA. So because of armature having some resistance or winding which is having some resistance which is to be denoted by RA. So armature copper loss is equal to IA square into RA. So total losses, or we can subtracting the armature copper losses from the total power is to be coming from the supply when we are getting stray losses. So which is a combinations of these four losses. So W is equal to friction loss, hysteresis losses, windage losses and eddy current losses. So a total amount of losses is to be calculating. W is equal to V into IA minus IA square into RA. Okay, so by conducting these two experiments, so we can also find out these four parameters. So already we know back EMF equation of a DC shunt motor, EB is equal to Z by N by 60 into P divided by A. So this is the general equation of a DC motor. So which is equal to Z P A divided by 60. So these parameters must be constant because of after designing of a motor, total number of conductors, number of poles, number of parallel paths 60. So these four parameters must be constant. That's why EB is equal to K into phi N. So which is equal to K into phi is equal to EB divided by N. So which is equal to, so EB is means back EMF. So back EMF of a DC shunt motor is equal to V minus IARA divided by N. So this is the corresponding field current is to be generated by the DC shunt motor in this instant. So we can substituting the input voltage minus IA into RA divided by speed of a machine. So this is the calculated value. So we can change the field current from 1 ampere to 0.8 amperes. So corresponding we can change the hysteresis loss and eddy current loss are also change. So that means, so K into phi divided by K into phi dash. K into phi dash. So in both the conditions, K into phi divided by K into phi dash. So must be is equal to C divided by C dash. C divided by C dash. So C is equal to hysteresis losses. C is equal to hysteresis losses. So C divided by C dash. So we can change the field current from 1 ampere to 0.8 amperes. So which is also changed from C divided by C dash is equal to K phi divided by K into phi dash. So which is also completely changed. So this equation is to be coming from the expression of a hysteresis losses. So all of you know the general equation. So WH is equal to net H into Bm to the power of 1.6 into F into V. So this is the expression of a hysteresis losses. So net efficiency, which is always constant, Bm is equal to maximum flux density. So maximum flux density is equal to flux per unit area. So unit area is also constant. That's why Bm is to be directly proportional to flux. So in this also flux divided by phi dash is equal to C divided by C dash. So C divided by C dash is equal to, so which is also constants. So frequency is also constant, voltage is also constant. C divided by C dash is equal to phi divided by phi dash. So phi divided by phi dash whole to the power of 1.6. 1.6. So flux is directly proportional to, or flux is always directly proportional to the another parameter. So which is equal to, flux is directly proportional to V minus IRA divided by N. So K is a constant. K is a constant. Phi is directly proportional to constant. Constant. So which is equal to, so C divided by C dash is equal to, C divided by C dash is equal to, so by substituting of these two parameters, so when we are getting some constant. Some constant. So C is equal to some constant into C dash. Some constant into C dash. So similarly, so we can substituting the another equation which is equal to B divided by B dash is equal to phi divided by phi dash whole to the whole square. So because of eddy current loss is equal to net IE into Bm square into F square into T square. So T is the thickness of a laminations. Thickness of a laminations in motor. So W is equal to net I into Bm square into F square into T square. So based on these two expressions, so C dash, C is equal to some constant is to be multiplied with C dash. Another one is, so B is equal to some constant into D dash. D dash. Okay. So these two parameters are, so by using of these expressions, so we can easily subtracting, or we can easily separating the four constants. So which is equal to A, B, C and D. A, B and C and D. So these four parameters must be separated by using separation of losses in a DC shunt motor. DC shunt motor. So in these operations, so friction losses is always is equal to A into N. Hysteresis loss is equal to C into N. So windage loss B into N square. Eddy current loss is equal to D into N square. So stray losses or rotational losses is equal to summation of these four. So that means mechanical loss and iron losses. So summation of these four, A plus C into N, B plus D into N square. W by N is equal to, so these two. So A plus C are, so we are conducting the given test. So we can draw the characteristics between W by N versus speed. W by N versus speed. So which is equal to W by N versus speed is to be calculated at field current is always is equal to 1 ampere. Field current is equal to 1 ampere. So we can vary the field rheostat of a armature from maximum position to minimum position. So corresponding voltage is to be increases. Speed of the armature is also increases. So in this graph, so W divided by, or W can be calculated by using this expression. W divided by speed is also calculated in this graph. So the graph is to be drawn between W by N versus speed. Then only when we are getting these characteristics, which is equal to AB. AB. So the distance between these two is equal to A plus C, B plus D is equal to slope of a curve. Slope of a curve is to be calculated by using slope of a curve means y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So we are representing the dotted lines. So which is equal to y2, which is equal to y1. So which is equal to x1, which is equal to x2. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So then we can easily find out the B plus D. B plus D. Again field current is to be reduced to 1 ampere to 0.8, which is always constant. So then again we can vary the from maximum position to minimum position. Again we are representing the voltage, speed and W by N. So again the curve drawn between these two parameters when we are getting P and Q. P and Q. So the distance between these two is equal to A plus C dash. So the slope of a curve is equal to, that means, so which is also is equal to, which is equal to y2, y1, again x2 and x1. So which is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So we can calculate in the A plus C dash and B plus D dash. B plus D dash. So voltage is to be, or rotational losses or stray losses is to be calculated. Back EMF is equal to some constant into phi into N. EB is equal to K into phi into N. K phi is equal to EB divided by N. Voltage equation of a DC motor is equal to V minus IRA by speed. So these are all known values. So that's which is to be calculated some constant. So K phi divided by K phi dash. So because of C divided by C dash is equal to some constant. So based on substituting in this, so A plus C dash is equal to OP. So OP is the known value. OP is equal to known value. A plus C dash is equal to known value. A is equal to constant minus C dash. So which is to be directly substituting in these equations. So we can substituting these four equations in C and C dash. So finally we can separating the A and B and C and D. So A is always is equal to friction loss. Friction loss. So B is equal to windage loss. B is equal to windage loss. So C is equal to friction and hysteresis losses. Hysteresis loss, and D is equal to eddy current loss. Eddy current loss. So based on these four parameters, A is equal to, C is equal to, so another one is, so basically we are always known the friction and hysteresis losses is always directly proportional to speed. So because of, so more amount of speed means friction is also changes. So hysteresis losses, so that means change in polarities in a magnetic field. So which is also directly proportional to speed. So more amount of speed means polarities in a armature of a motor is also changes. So that's why these two are directly proportional to speed. Windage and eddy current losses are directly proportional to these two. Because of these two eddy currents, current is always directly proportional to square of the speed. So windage, so which is also directly proportional to square. So based on those four expressions, so we can easily separating these four types of losses. So the summation of these two is called as mechanical losses. These two are called as iron or core losses. So the summation of these two are called as rotational losses or stray losses. So stray losses is to be added with armature copper losses when we are getting total losses in a motor. Total loss in a motor. So which is also called as a variable losses. So which is also called as a constant losses. Summation of these two is equal to total losses. Total losses is to be divided into two classifications. Variable loss and constant. Constant losses are two types. So one is the rotational losses or stray losses. So which is to be divided into two classifications. One is the mechanical loss and iron losses. So these are the separation of losses in a motor. So this type of experiment is also conducted in laboratory. So that means in second year, second semester. So we are also conducting this type of experiments. So we can easily separating these four losses.